Welcome back, everyone. The PHS report is in, and let's just check it out.
I will try to make you feel better. If you would like me to make you feel better on this and say, okay, this is what you have, I will say whatever you want.
That's about how I looked when I opened the email from PHS Services stating this car is not a GTO! Exclamation point, exclamation point. But here's my case on why I believe this car is a GTO. So the PHS report really helped me out in a lot of ways. I had already deciphered the body tag myself. However, I had merely sent PHS Services the VIN number. I did not send them any information about the body tag. And what they came back with, the body tag matches the VIN number on the A-pillar. So what we already knew, decoding the body tag ourselves, was this was a burgundy car with red interior and a black top. So it had the vinyl top. This car is not red, did not have a vinyl top, and it also decoded a 2-speed automatic transmission. This car has the pedal assembly. As far as original color goes, I believe this was a Fontaine Blue Poly Blue. Here you can see the Fontaine Blue Poly. Also, thanks to you guys, you brought up the taillights. 6 ribs for GTO, 10 ribs for Le Mans. So you can see the quarters here. Looks like factory undercoating. The holes were not drilled. Everything's flush. There's no sign of like a Le Mans or Tempest logo. So I believe the quarters are original to this car. You can see this side, the same thing, the factory undercoating. PHS Services also stated that this car had power brakes. You see we have no power booster, no power brakes. A few of you also brought up the steering wheel being non-GTO. I don't know if you can make it out, but the color is definitely different from the wheel to the column cover. One other item is the speedometer does not have the checkered flags that I see the GTO is coming with. You can also see the black interior. Could that have been replaced? Of course it could. I have a bill of sale from the family from 1994 when they purchased this car. The odometer is 500 miles less than when they bought it, and the color is stated as red. So I believe it was pre-94 that somebody rattle canned this with the red or oxide primer to cover the blue. It is also my belief that this body tag off the Le Mans was riveted onto this GTO because the rivets are not factory. Also on the A-pillar you can clearly see those are not factory rivets. So you guys were kind enough to let me know there is some VIN numbers behind the rear wheel. This trunk area is pretty crispy with some repair patch panels, so my plan is to remove those and try to get a look at that frame number, VIN number. I think it's a partial, but maybe that could help give us some indication whether this frame is indeed a GTO frame that matches what I believe is this GTO body. I'm sticking to my guns. I feel they removed the genuine GTO body tag and VIN number off this car and used those tags on either a very nice Le Mans to build a clone or a stolen GTO that was very nice. That's my belief. So here's my friend Musty One's take on my GTL, he calls it. Check it out.
I do not see what I would think would be factory screw holes for a console. I would think there'd be something up here. Oh no, there's a bracket right here. No, that's screwed on though. So if this body originally had a 3-speed, hence why this hole's hacked out of here. Because this car was never set up to have an automatic in it and a console, because this is all done by hand.
Yeah.
I noticed that's the original pedals.
They look pretty,
That looks stock, this doesn't.
yeah.
So this body was a standard body, not an automatic. And this is just some aftermarket bolt that somebody put in here. Yeah, that's a lot. Possibly the other, I don't know if that's a factory setup. My guess it is. And then those bolts are not factory bolts, like little self-tappers, and it's got nuts underneath it, shimming it up. Like that wouldn't have been factory. This would not look like this. They don't even match, the hardware doesn't even match. So,
right.
This is a standard body, I think, still on an automatic. If we had to be able to get up in the air, we could probably look at the transmission, make sure the transmission setup is all like automatic looking and all, or does it have like provisions for the clutch levers and all? I think there's a mount for the clutch pedal in there.
Yeah.
Would it be on the body? They may all have it too, I don't know, but again, still sticking with my theory.
I was gonna still sticking with your theory.
And also the brake booster. This body has no brake booster on it, yet your tag calls for one. I don't see anybody taking a power booster off of this here. There's no staining, no marking, and then putting a regular mass.
That's a big one right there, the power brakes.
Yeah, and it would at least show, you would at least see some kind of markings that a booster was there.
Yeah.
And look how much room there is. I don't know if they relocate stuff. There's a booster. Does some of the stuff get moved a little? Because that booster's, I don't know, on a GM.
Oh yeah, it's good size, yeah.
It's like that by, you know, that diameter.
So what if I measure the sway bar and it comes back sway bars GTO? Then what are you gonna say? They could just swap the sway bar for giggles?
Could have. I think it's a mix of both parts. I still think it's everything down there's Le Mans.
So you're saying I need another GTO?
I think you're halfway there. I think you're like a GTA or something.
I'm gonna look that up. I'm gonna measure that.
But you don't have a caliper or nothing here, do you?
I don't think so. No, it's in my other toolbox. Of course.
Not in the trailer?
No, I come prepared for you.
Yes, yes you did.
Tools.
I should have brought my own.
Yes.
Just bring all your shit with you. And you would also have that molding here. If this had a vinyl top on it, there would have been some kind of break right there.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Yeah.
Plus the roof would have been rotted out.
Right. Yeah, I'm sticking with they stole the tags to my car. They either had a stolen GTO, they took these tags for that better looking GTO, or they had a nice Le Mans and they needed GTO tags to build that nice Le Mans.
Nice theory. If I was a betting man.
I'm telling you, they stole my tags. They found a nice Le Mans and they cloned that Le Mans and left me this poor, kind of rotted GTO.
Then why would they not take in the hood?
Because they probably had a better hood.
On that original Le Mans?
Well, maybe they sourced, because this hood has rot on it, maybe they had a...
1977?
Yeah, there were a dime a dozen GTO hoods, right?
This rot has happened since this car was put together. Just saying.
I'm telling you. And what...
You just like to make suspenses. You didn't bring the key for the trunk, so we can't open the trunk and do a little bit of dissection.
You don't need to. It's in the video. I'm sticking with it. Why they put the fenders on? Because they stole my GTO fenders to clone the other Le Mans.
I think it was a bunch of drunk idiots in the 70s had one a Le Mans and a GTO, and they wrecked them and they put two of them out of one.
Because this hood is the original color, Fontaine Poly Blue. Blue.
Yeah.
The whole car is blue.
Yeah, it matches the whole car, it doesn't match your tags. Correct.
All the tags match is those silly fenders.
No, the tags match the whole body. The tags match nothing on the body. Nothing at all. They don't match the interior, they don't match the transmission, they don't match the top, they don't match the color of the interior, they don't match the original color of the body. But other than that, you're good. You go with your theory that that's what that was. Okay. I will try to make you feel better. If you would like me to make you feel better on this and say, okay, this is what you have, I will say whatever you want because you're my friend.
All right. So it's a GTO.
Good.
Thank you. There you have it, folks. That's it. Taking the body off.
My thought was, back in the 70s, somebody took it and had a Le Mans, which is what the tag comes to, right? Right. So the two tags on the body come to a Le Mans, which look like they're kind of iffy, the way they are installed. I think they wrecked a Le Mans, and another friend wrecked a GTO, and they put the two cars together. I think your body is a GTO body on a Le Mans frame, because nothing on the tag matches up to what this body we see, but the chassis does seem like it matches up to the Le Mans. So I think it's a GTO body on a Le Mans frame. So the only way you're going to be able to find out if that's correct is you say there's possibly a VIN number on the frame underneath section of the truck, like the rear.
Right behind the rear wheel, I believe, yeah.
I would rather have numbers attached to a body that match the frame underneath, because whose opinion is what's the original car? Is it the frame and the drivetrain, or is the body on top of the car? Like a Beetle, what would you do?
One,
yeah.
One tag here, it's one tag, one VIN.
I'd rather have those two tags that you have on there match that frame and be all consistent. That way it's not a stolen car. Whereas you could open that up, you find, well, somebody stole a car and put different tags on it all the way around. And you know, that doesn't match what those are, and everything's kind of shady. It's just tags that are attached to something that doesn't match the interior, doesn't match the original color of the car, doesn't match the vinyl top, doesn't match the pedals. Doesn't match the fact that it was a standard transmission car, and you have an automatic transmission car, and you have standard pedals in there. So
that was done a long time ago.
I'd say like it looks like a 70s. Yeah. It was a $500 car back then, and rednecks in the backyard said, "Okay, this is what we got." And it's not like all that hard to take the body off the car. It's, you know, the drivetrain stays with the chassis, and the body comes off with, you know, some wiring harnesses and you know, the steering column. Yeah. And I also think maybe they figured back then when they did it, they took the dash from the Le Mans because it would be the correct mileage on the car and everything. Maybe they made them go do that. Say, okay, you have to take the cluster with it to show the true mileage.
I'm sticking that it's, hey, if it's a stolen GTO, I'll take it. If it's a GTO, someone's out there rolling on my body tag and my VIN tag, but I'm sticking with. We're going to have to cut that out then, next video. Cutting it out, taking the body off.
So what's different on a GTO chassis? Is there anything different on a chassis?
Oh, the sway bar. I can measure the sway bar. Front sway bar is
different size.
Different size.
What about the rear? Is it like a, does that give you gear ratios?
I can climb under there and see what, I think Le Mans still had similar. It's not like it was a 3.9 tri-power with 410 and a Muncie, you know, 4-speed.
But I wonder if that build tag matches that rear end gear ratio. So if that tag says it's got like 290.
It doesn't tell you that.
No.
It might on the PHS doc.
I think you have a very nice Le Mans with a GTO body on it.
I'll take it. It's got one GTO emblem on it. I'll take it.
It's, you know, you're halfway there.
Take it.
So.
All right. Thanks
That's
for your
it. Let's bet, see what it is. What do you bet on it? See what it is. What's your thoughts?
I'm betting GTO. You're betting Le Mans with a
I'm betting it's Le Mans with a GTO body.
Drop a comment. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate it. Thanks for dropping in. Check out Musty One's channel.
No.
And we'll see you guys soon, because I'll be cutting open that.
Nice Le Mans.
I'll be cutting that tunnel out. Trunk. Getting to the bottom of this. I've been right, what, once in our history of our friendship?
Remind me.
Once or twice, I've been correct. I'm going to get him. Next up, we're getting into this engine. We'll be pulling the plugs, getting some marble in there. Get the ID code, we'll figure out what it is. I see a Holly intake on it. This might even be, I got an Edelbrock carb, I haven't even had this off. So, hopefully she's a runner. There's quite a bit of stuff in that carb. We'll find out soon. So thank you again, guys, for dropping in. Make it a great week. Will it run next on the GTO? Take care, guys.